And this session is called as, what is the session called? T3. And anyone knows what is the full form of T3 if you've gone through the abstract? Yes? Traverse, take, and transform. All right, so we have these girls who came up with this formula called as T3, traverse, take, and transform. And they've done a study that how this formula can be applied to real-world examples and how it can be applied to your day-to-day life, and you can transform. And as we talk about organizational transformations, I just wanted to ask you people, what do you think is an organizational transformation? So what comes in your mind when we talk about organizational transformation? Anybody here? Change in the culture. Anything else? Change in the vision of the organization. Probably the hierarchy of the organization, the mindset of the people. So a lot of this, and I think together it all makes the organizational transformation. And today we have Ruchi Shah and Lakshmi Krishnan from Morgan Stanley, who will present before you the T3 way of taking the organizational transformation. So please put your hands together for our speakers. Thank you very much. Over to you now.
Okay. Yeah. Good morning, everyone. I am Ruchi Shah from Morgan Stanley. I'm happy to be here, having an opportunity to exchange ideas of mine and ours with you all. So this is my first time on such a big audience. So I'm feeling a bit nervous, but equally excited. And actually, you know, it's good to have butterflies on your in your tummy. It keeps you grounded. What do you say, Lakshmi?
Very, very true. Very well said. Lakshmi here from Morgan Stanley, ladies. Please tighten your seatbelts. You are in for a very interactive, interesting session, and we have got some goodies for all of you. So we have limited ones. So the first takers of the questions will get those. Right, so today we are going to tell you how you all can contribute into transforming your organization as an individual, right? And we call it the T3 way. You know, Anshuma gave a very good introduction of it. It's traverse, take, and transform.
Yeah. So actually, Anshuma steal my question. Actually, that what what comes into your mind when you read the word organizational transformation? Yeah, she rightly pointed out, like changing the hierarchy, the vision, maybe like collaboration, satisfying employee more with maybe promotions and perks and goodies and everything. But does it really change the way the organization works, or does it really transform the organization? Okay, we'll see it a bit later. What we are presenting now is not the only way to transform the organization. Definitely it won't be the only way, but what we feel by the research and studies we did, it is like measurable way, the tangible way, and pretty effective way as well. So what this T3 all about, and what is this jargon, traverse, take, transformation, will explain you via puzzles and case studies. So let's go and take a deep dive. But before I take that deep dive, I want you to give me answer. How many of you really feel that the way your organization functions need a change? So, oh, I have pretty much. Yeah, so what I'll do is I'll simplify it for you. Let's say you were a CEO of your firm. What would be that one thing you want to change? I think I need some answers. Lakshmi, can you get some?
Please, who wants to be the CEO of your firm today?
Anil Kapoor of Nayak for next 5 minutes.
Bring in passion to work, because I
Lovely,
see that's
yes.
Lovely. So how do you think it can bring the passion?
First of all, they should love what they are doing. It's
Okay.
not that they are forced to come to work.
Yes.
And they should not feel whatever they are doing is a ritual. They should understand what they are doing and then do it right.
Very
Good.
true, very
Good
true.
line.
I think passion brings in commitment automatically with it.
Many things comes
yes.
behind it. Actually.
Yes. Ruchi,
Yes.
the first taker, needs a goodie. Who else?
Yeah.
Okay.
Getting rid of the complacency. So for me, it's going to be getting rid of complacency. So I would want the organization and the people to understand that you cannot become complacent at any point in time in the career.
Very true.
And that is what will push us to achieve greater heights and do more.
Right.
One for
Yeah.
you as well. Thank
Maybe
you.
we'll have one more taker. There you are.
Sorry, next.
I would like to show the team the bigger picture. I would like to tell them what they are contributing to. so that they are motivated. So what happens generally is they are working on a small piece of code or a small piece of module, and they don't understand where in the big picture it is fitting.
Yeah.
So if they
So you
know,
want to give them
The
the
organization-
particular goals they are working towards and what they will come into and forming something major.
exactly, so that they can give their full strength.
The business strategy has to be transparent, known to everybody. Yeah.
For you.
Ruchi, don't you wish we had such CEOs in all the firms?
I really wish everybody gets some such CEO and they can have some ways to transfer. But do you think whatever you just stated out will be just get into the organization, or it will change the organization by just the one statement of the CEO? Yes, rightly said, it won't. And why and how? How do we get those statements into the way organization functions? We'll show you via T3. T3. So let's start with some puzzle. We'll explain you the elements of T3 via some puzzle. I need 2-3 more enthusiastic people here.
I think we need 4 volunteers.
Yes,
Ruchi.
4.
So, Morgan Stanley ones.
Please,
no, you
please.
know
No,
the
no.
answers. You know the answers.
Okay,
Oh,
thanks.
thank you so much.
4 people,
We will
please
just
come fast.
distribute a few papers. You can do it on your own, but
Yeah,
4
you can do it
volunteers,
on your own as well. We are just distributing the same puzzle.
4. I mean, I'm sorry. You can. Yeah.
Yeah, good.
4 volunteers up
Yeah,
there on near
here,
the
here
puzzle.
maybe. Yeah.
And markers, please, if we can have that.
So yeah, so this is a puzzle of 4 squares. Lakshmi, can you just get the puzzle? Yeah, this puzzle of 4 square where I have 4 squares A, B, C, D, and then you have a 1 square in between. So now puzzle for the first person. What is your good name? Yeah, Jyotsna. We'll separate out. Yeah. So Jyotsna, for you, can you divide the portion of A, like without keeping this black part, into 2 equal parts? Where is the marker? Yeah, you can
That
do your
is-
own. The same puzzle is given to you also. Divide A, this is A.
And to be
Into 2
clear, the
equal
darker
parts.
area is not to be taken into
Yeah.
the squares.
2 equal.
2 equal parts.
Without including this black part. Yeah, so you get it very easily.
Hey, Jyotsna,
What's your
lovely.
name? Jyotsna, very nice of you. Thank you.
There you go. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So maybe yeah, you can leave. So now the
Shall
other
I get to
question
the
is,
answer?
yes, the
I'm
answer.
clicking.
Yeah, dividing into equal parts. So now the other question is, I have a square B. Now divide that into equal 3 parts for you.
3 equal parts.
3 equal parts. Same condition applies, leave around. Divide B into 3 equal parts.
Yeah, very nice.
Okay, good.
We have a first answer there, so.
Okay, maybe we can give Goody to.
Yeah.
Ha.
Your good name?
Thanks, Shobha. Yeah, so this is 3 parts. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
But Goody goes to audience because they did it fast. So looks like A and B were easier. So maybe I'll go make it a bit difficult for you. Divide C into 4 equal parts.
Anybody who knew the answer earlier and not supposed to answer? 4 equal parts. Oh, there we have, let me see. Yes.
Oh my God.
We have a
I-
different answer, Ruchi. Here,
Okay,
right?
let me check that out. But they are
Very
not,
nice.
they are not equal. If you see this and
They're
this
not equal?
and this, they are not equal.
Oh, they're not equal. Yeah, I'm so sorry.
This
Yes,
is
the
not
one of
equal
them.
part.
Anybody else?
No, if you think this and this, they are not equal parts. They are triangles, but they are not equal. maybe we'll try here. Anyone else wants to try here? You want to try? Yeah, you can try.
4 equal parts.
No, just okay. I think I'll
we'll
take
get
the
to the
answers.
answers. No answers, right?
I'll take the answers right. Yes.
That's
Now you
4
see.
equal parts.
The 4 equal parts. This L shape, L shape, L shape. So,
So
okay,
goodie
if
goes to Lakshmi and Ruchi. Right,
so
and
now
the fourth one.
4 parts if you think equal, difficult, it's more difficult if you make D into 7 equal parts. Try that out. Oh, you got it pretty easily. 6 vertical lines.
She
right?
has to be the CEO.
Yes.
Your good name? Revati, thank you so much.
So what did we learn out of this puzzle? Like squares, equal, divide. What did we learn out of this? Anyone? Think differently, or seemingly difficult problems can have very, very simple solutions. So if you clear your mind with the complexity of the problem, you can really come out with very, very easy solutions. So just open your mind and be open for the ideas. Yes. So after this puzzle, we want to take some, we want to understand the elements of T3 more. So Lakshmi, can you take to some of case study which explains such scenarios?
I'll do that. So I'll bring a case study in front of you. I don't know if it is a real story, but it's a business case study. Definitely, some of you might have heard of it already. So there was this. Sorry, let me get the slide. There is this Japanese company which was manufacturing soap. Right? They started getting a sequence of customer complaints. Which said that the soap boxes are empty when they purchase it. Now the management wanted to really get to the solution to the problem. So what they did is they put their best engineers into it. They said, please go and find a solution, whatever it costs. And the engineers came up with, laser scanners, very expensive laser scanners, scanning the assembly line, right? And they had to actually put 24/7 man people are in front of the monitors to find out if the laser scanner is working fine, which are the boxes that were empty. And once they detect the boxes that were empty, now how do we get it off? I mean, they had to disrupt the assembly line to get the boxes off. They had to think of machineries which can get the boxes off. The solution was going costly and costly, right? A worker at the assembly level, at the worker level, at bottom level, he came up with a very simple solution. He just got a high-speed electric fan, put it on the assembly line and just ran it, and the empty boxes just flew away. What did I do? Okay. So there it is, it just flew away. So yeah, this is probably a business study, but it shows that, simple solutions can arise for complex problems. You don't have to think complex for all the problems that you have. And what is more important here is that the solutions can come from all levels. As long as we are able to enable and empower people at all levels, we can get easy solutions very effectively. And it goes to any firm, any organization. It holds true. Right, but Ruchi, I think I put a case study which is more a business case study. Not sure if it is true. I think we must put in a real life example in front of the audience
Yes.
here.
Very well pointed out, Lakshmi. So I'll take one example which is like close to all our hearts and we should be proud of. Like all of you know that we had to battle through so many difficulties in eradicating polio from our country completely. So what were some challenges we were facing, right? So yeah, some are very easy to know that, okay, high population, high birth rate, poor sanitation, awareness into the people. And there were some areas in northeast and in various areas which were like difficult to even access by the people. But important and very difficult hurdle we faced was reluctance of people to take the vaccination, because some areas got that rumor that it caused impotency. So now such issues, how did we tackle as an organization or as in people, as in country? So yes, it was a strong determination of the government, plus like strong and seamless collaboration between UNICEF, Rotary Club and WHO with government, plus millions of workers, millions of hardline workers who worked at the ground level, and they did the job. But what was the most important factor? Yes, it was the organization which actually helped us to cross through the last hurdle. They tossed up micro plans which gave the information about each and every area separately, about the people who are going to visit as in vaccinator, the supervisor, the details of social mobilizer over there, the health workers, and every minute detail. So what did they really do? They divided the whole problem into various small areas. They devised custom solution to every area. So like some areas, they just approach the community leaders. Some areas, they just went and approached the religious leader as well to preach out the message. And even UNICEF also helped us to spread the awareness at grassroots level. So what did we learn via this case study? Yes, breaking down the problem into micro goals which clearly translate the intent and really the target as well, that what you want to do, that helps actually people and that enables people to focus their ideas or focus on the solution more, and that helps. And over here we translated each unit with the sense of ownership of the problem and goal. So they work for their area independently, having the solution device customized for their area and bring out the solution. So having each, we traversed down to the grassroots level, we enabled people to come out with the solutions, and we see the results. And what fantastic result we have, right? So this was like some real case scenario. But do you want some scenario which you can relate into your corporate day-to-day life? Lakshmi, can you have some scenario like that?
Yeah, I have one in mind. This is a common problem that many of us in our organization face, whatever small level of sub-organization it is. It is called knowledge concentration. Anybody want to help me out with what knowledge concentration is? Very nice. I have two goodies. That's it. That's the last of it.
Okay.
Okay, fine. Who was that?
Okay.
Thank you so much. We wanted one more to the end.
Don't worry, one of them will get now. Thanks.
Right. So it is the problem where everybody knows something, but nobody knows everything. So what happens is we lose a lot of cycles because there is a lot of to and fro communication happening. Then one team working upon a given problem, then transferring it to the other team, then they joining it up. This effectively ends up wasting a lot of cycles, costing the company a lot. Right, and we as people, knowingly, unknowingly, believe me, these days we take a conscious effort to make ourselves not so tied to the projects, but then generally, we as humans have this nature to hold on to the information that kind of makes us more important, right, and it makes us indispensable for the project. But it's like going to be very risky for the firm, of course, very costly for the firm, right? So. To get to the seriousness of this, to show you the seriousness of this issue, let's do some maths, right? We have some examples from our own firm, which is going to explain here.
Yeah. So, in one of our team had really a big system, having big 4-5 modules, and QA team, the dev team, the RTB teams. So now think about the problems they must be feeling about communicating things, how system works, or what should be the desired output. How do I do this? I want to do this. I know system does it, but knowledge problems, right? So they had user presence in 3 regions and almost 100 users per region, and queries were coming via tickets or emails. So let's say the average time to resolve the problem, problem via ticket, like 10 minutes to raise, 30 minutes to resolve, and 5 minutes to close it. And if I take 10 minutes of writing email, 45 minutes to resolve it, and 5 minutes to reply, think about the average time if I'm getting 300 queries per day. It's like whooping 330 hours for the 337 hours for the emails and 224 hours for the email based query. And if I take a yearly output, it would come down to almost 1.3 million effective productive work hours, and man days 16.5 hours approx man days. So if you think about cost and everything, you see the loss the firm is going into. So this gives you a seriousness of the small problem, a one-liner knowledge concentration problem. So
Right.
Lakshmi, do you think we can resolve it via T3?
Definitely, definitely. So as you know, even before we go into T3, I think one of the important things when I talk this specific problem is, or any problem at all, is to define a very clear goal at the top level, crisp, single line goal, which needs to percolate downwards. But yeah, so in this case, probably, I can say that the goal is to build a knowledge repository that can be reused, right? The way we can probably proceed with this is assign a top level set of leads who are responsible for each area and give them the crisp goals, right? And then we let them divide their areas into each sub areas. First of all, they own their area. They have the power to divide their areas into sub areas, and then they come up with a second level of leads below them, and those leads are now empowered and the goals are now cascaded downwards very clearly again, right? And then the second level of leads probably can brainstorm between themselves. They have a target given, they brainstorm, they build a knowledge repository, and they kind of then flow it upwards back. And this is not a process which can just happen like that. It's going to take time. The whole process has to be repeated in a loop, in a set of steps, and the levels need not be just stopping at L2. It can go down to any number of levels. Till the time you reach the ground level person who can actually build that repository for you, right? So this is what is the learning here, right? So what did we do here? We kind of traversed the entire depth of the organization. We made everyone take ownership. We kind of empowered people to be responsible for their own areas and sub areas, and then we use the information that was flowing upwards to transform our organization. Now we have a knowledge repository which can be put up onto the SharePoint, Wiki, wherever, and which can be reused. Now when you have a ticket, I think 80% of the ticket then started having an already ready answer available, and it kind of saved a whole amount of cost for the firm, and it became very effective model of working.
Yeah. So what this T3 all about? Yes, the traverse. By breaking down the problem into sub problems and letting traverse to the depth of the organization, we can really solve the seemingly impossible or difficult problem easily. Percolating goals with clear intent and goals, people can focus on having more crisp and definite solution. Then take ownership. By letting people to take ownership of the solution and their goals as well, or maybe their subordinates' goals, we are empowering them. We are giving them the sense of belongingness. They belong to the firm or the solution as well, so that this empowerment works wonder to their confidence. Then transform. So once these micro goals are defined, which forms a major goal for the firm, and you have people who are enabled to work towards the goal and they achieve the goal, transformation bound to happen, right? So now we know what the 3 elements of T3 and why we call it T3. which brings us the transformation from the problem, having a problem into organization to a nice organization, we resolve the problem. So now I just want to do a flashback. Why did we took those examples like puzzles and the case studies of polio and soapbox? So yes, I think puzzle and soapbox were easy to say, okay, difficult problems can have easy solution, and yes, solutions need not come from the higher up of the hierarchy. It can come from everywhere, any level of hierarchy. So be open to involve every level of the people into the solution. Yes, defining a micro goals. We illustrated that via polio. With polio, we actually upped the problem complexity via complexity and set of unknowns. So with even unknowns and a level of difficult problem we have, we can really break down the problem into micro goals and enable people to have their set of goals and solution. But how we do it is by percolating goals with clear statement that that tells you, okay, what is your target, what is your goal, and what you are achieving. And we give them the ownership to resolve the problem as well. And yes, breaking down the problem into problem into micro goals and defining a major goals and enabling people. Yes, we have a transformation into the organization. So what really we want to say is transforming an organization is not really transforming the higher hierarchy or changing the leadership. It is transforming each and every individual of the organization, the way they think about the problems, the way they think about the firm or the work they do. If we get that culture into the firm, we can really transform the organization. So traverse down to the depth, involve each and every ground level people into the solution, let them take the ownership into the solution, and yes, do the transformation. So before I start the question for Q&A, I have one trivia for you all. Do you know, any one of you know all the 4 people in the screen?
That's only one goodie.
1 or 2 at least, guys. None. Okay, just tell me how many you know, so I give a goodie to the people who knows the most. Yeah. 1?
4. Anybody knows 4? Anybody knows 3? 2?
1.
Oh.
Okay, you?
It's that microfinancing person from Bangladesh.
Yes, you are
Mohammad
right.
Yunus.
Mohammad Yunus. Anyone else? Actually, the bottom one you can. Yeah. Korean, yes. The milkman, the Korean.
Very right.
Can you realize this person?
Oh,
He's
sorry?
just. It's okay. He's just nearby you, like 100 kilometers from Bangalore. Mandya, right.
Who answered first? You did that.
And the 4th person, anyone football fan?
Thank you so much.
Coach of Manchester United. He is the most successful coach in British British leagues. Yeah, so here's Madhuchandan SC from Mandya. All of four, like the Mohammad Yunus, banker from the poor, Varghese Kurian, the milkman. So do you know about Varghese Kurian? Many of us knows, but yeah, I'll just tell you briefly about him. He transformed India, who were actually, we are in scarcity of the milk from the India, who is the largest producer in the milk in 1998. So how did he get those transformation? He worked with the ground level people. He enabled the farmers or the people who were taking care of cattle around. He made them owner of the corporate, where you can just go, give your milk, you take care of processing the milk, you are empowered to do that, and you are even empowered to have a pricing also. So what did he do? He empowered people at the grassroots level. He believed that milk is the only tool to empower, but empowering people is the most efficient way to bring the transformation.
And I think one thing important to mention here is a lot of rural women benefited from this because
Yes.
they didn't have any other occupation, no other means, and they could actually milk the cattle and provide the milk.
And same was done by Muhammad Yunus as well. He worked in the Bangladesh with the women actually and opening a corporate Grameen bank actually, where women were cutting bamboos. So you can actually search about all of them in Google and just check how they worked with grassroots level people and how they brought transformation in the way they were working, and they transformed the communities really.
And maybe just a statement about Alex Ferguson. He had a big controversy and a big fight with the committee. He said, I won't take stars. I will just take students who are just normal level and train them up to be stars, and win the matches.
So critics for him was, okay, he has got team of kids. Kids can win the Premier League? No one believed in him. But yeah, slowly and steadily he won so many trophies and so many titles for leagues that he is now honored as a Sir Alex Ferguson. And he is a part of Harvard University, where his methodologies are getting studied, and he is kind of go and make them aware about the leadership. So before we explain how these are the people actually who are a live example of T3. So yeah, let's go and try to implement in your organization T3 way and try to resolve problem and see how it works for you. So thank you for patience and participation into this session. We are now open for the Q&A. We have time.
Yes, we have.
Good.
And thank you, Ruchi, and thank you, Lakshmi. It was a very nice, insightful example. I think all the time people were trying to apply the T3 way into the examples that you gave in. Very good examples indeed. And before we actually go ahead with the question and answers, let's just sum up what are the takeaways for the audience, right? You took away some points, what they tried to tell you. So what is it that you benefited out of the T3 way? If you can tell one point which stood out for you, which you can take back tomorrow, right? So yes, the one at the back.
As she said, the solution need not come from top. It can
Yes.
come from many places. So I think that's a good takeaway.
So involving everybody in the solution, I think that was one of the major things which stood out, because normally when we go about strategies in organization, it's only the higher level. And I think that is the time when they should start thinking that, even school kids, as you said, the team of youngsters can come up and do wonders. So that is one takeaway, and a very important one. Besides that?
One more thing, when we apply Travers to the lower level, the ownership also comes from there. Otherwise, it's just I'm asked to do this, so I'm doing this.
Right.
So that ownership and that accountability
Empowerment,
comes.
empowerment, as they mentioned. I think that's the right thing. You just don't have to go and tell them, okay, you need to come up with a solution. You have to empower them, provide them the details, break it down into a little simpler form as well.
Yeah.
So I think empowerment was the second thing.
So
Anything else?
It's like not just having a participation of the people. It's like also having them walking down with the satisfaction and
Yes.
ownership of the problem.
And somebody mentioned passion.
Passion, yes.
Awesome point. Passion comes with empowerment automatically.
Right.
The clear micro goals, the statement. I think
Yes.
that part I liked a lot actually.
Yes, I mean a goal. Goal
Yeah,
for
clarity.
your organization, crisp and clear, is very important, and then flow it down
Yeah,
the
and
right
then you-
way. It has
Yeah.
to be broken.
Right. And
Many
then you
organizations, I
understand
think-
your role into the bigger picture
Yes,
as well.
yes. and I
Clarity
think
of your role.
we have gold cascade. I
Cascading,
think
yeah.
most of the firms would have it. We have something called as a gold cascade. So at the beginning of the year, a goal is defined, and then every manager cascades it down to every level. It goes to the bottommost level.
Yeah, so from CEO to division heads to all the EDs, and it comes down to the grassroots.
And I think end of year when we do the TDP evaluation, which is what we call it, it is against these goals.
Yeah.
So it's very crisp and clear.
Hi. I mean, I know both these women, so
Any
not to be
questions?
biased, but they've done a fabulous job. One of the things that I really think that stands out is Anita Bog Institute's GHCI actually is doing T3. So we are actually starting at the grassroots level,
I think yes.
where we are traversing and we are transforming the way the mindset of the women, especially thinking from diversity and inclusion. And you see the men also participating here, and they see the power estrogen house that we are bringing in. And I think GHCI and ABI is doing a great job there, and we as Morgan Stanley are proud to be part of it.
Yeah. Great. So any
And,
questions?
and
Yeah.
one more thing here, the examples what you have just mentioned was also just connecting to the people rather than keeping at the theory level, giving the example. This is the bigger picture where we just had, and also this is the problem we had. Now we are able to see the solution part of it. That also came out nicely. Thanks.
Good
for
job.
doing
I
that.
think you've done a brilliant job. Everybody's taken all the takeaways. Wonderful. So do we have any questions before we just wrap up this session? Yes?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So it's nice to hear about, the journey of your T3s. But I would like to also understand the other side that you faced, because it's not easy, right? When you're trying to propose a new thought process, you always have people, questioning you and trying to understand, okay, this would work, but so I'd like to understand how you traverse that path, right? Because it's very difficult to get a lot of people to have a similar mindset, get them to work actually together with you. The convincing part is the most hardest part. Once they're on your side, they would be your biggest cheerleaders. But in this case, what are the challenges you faced, and how did you kind of, get them to your side?
So, while I have almost 11 years of experience, I have worked in 2-3 organizations, and there are some organization who works in the bottom approach, where decisions are made. You are just getting the statement, okay, do this, do this, do this. You don't know what you are doing and what you are moving towards. The other kind of thing is people tried out is also working with only grassroots level. So over there what happens is like people are involved, they are working, but they are working into all different direction, which is not traversing to your major goal, which is not defining it. So both the problems have some ups and downs, but you mix it and you make it very clear that, okay, goals are coming from up to the down. People are involved in getting the solution at each and every level. Every rung of hierarchy is involved. It brings out best solution out of it. And everybody feels that, okay, I'm part of this solution and I'm very much owner of this part. So that makes you very effective, because you think it is I who is involved into the solution.
And I think one more point to mention there is that, very rightly said, there are going to be resistances when you have a new goal set, because not everybody is the same mindset. And it's not a one-day process. It is probably a lot of effort, lot of town halls discussing the goals, getting people's input, probably because what the management thinks as a goal could be a little altered with a lot of people, lower level employee inputs. So taking that, and then over a period of time, keeping the transparency to prove to the firm, prove to the people that, okay, this has worked, and also getting them, like Ruchi said, empowering them, giving them the goals, and over a period of time, asking them to evaluate, did this goal help you? Did you save anything, save a cost, or bring some extra profit? What is it? And I think if the goal is set right, I think over whatever period of time it is supposed to be done, people would slowly realize the benefits of it.
And maybe if we don't think at organizational level, you can start with your own teams. There are problems, little problems around each and every team we face daily. Start with that. Once you prove, you can get it, like shout out will be happen, obviously. And this is a slow changing process. You need to imbibe this T3 into your mind daily, daily with each and every problem you face, be it a small, be it a big, at whatever level you are working. But if you imbibe this into your day-to-day work style, in your culture, into the team you are working, I think you will see the fruits sooner or later.
Not a question, essentially just adding to what we were discussing this far. The point is, when you have a resistance from a team for a change, right? In my 17 years experience, this is what I have seen. It is worthwhile to spend more time with the person or the individual who is throwing that resistance, because there's probably a fear and they probably have a very valid point that needs to be considered to make that change happen. So the moment there is a change, there will be a wall of resistance. But these walls of resistance come from experience, hands-on experience. So for me, it is very significant that I talk more to the individual who is putting up the biggest wall, because those are the points that will drive me to correct and see whether we are going in the right direction.
Yeah, so here you are involving people, every people into your solution. So, you know, every people, if they are involved into solution and they know what we need to do as a goal, I think solution will come.
Sure, thanks.
So I got an idea of the traversing goals, whatever you're speaking about. It's good. I think the whole idea seems to be very impressive. But I have one question here, that is, maybe a scenario wherein there is a little change in the organization goals from the top level. How do you see it getting traversed to the grassroots level without having any impact to the business or something like that? How is the mindset of the grassroots level people taking the change?
Okay, I'll take one example from my own firm. You know the finance situation of financial market right now, right? People are more concerned about cost cutting and everything. So the goal set we had last year or something to streamline, meet to some ROEs and all those things. So it was a one goal from higher up the management. If that comes down, okay, how do we streamline? Such effective solution can help come into the picture. Okay, where we are spending more money, where can we become cost effective, where we can, make it more efficient. So it starts with, okay, all divisions, what they can do. It starts with all the project managers, what we can do. It starts to the ground root level. Okay, how can I improve my efficiency and remove the operational cost out of it? What can I do better? So, you know, it started with one liner from very top, that what we need to be cost effective, we need to save money. It came down to the grassroots level, what I can do in my application to make it more effective, reduce the operational cost and give the best output out of it. So, you know, traversing it to the ground level happens. You have to think about your own area, which actually helps to meet the goal at the higher level.
And I think a lot of thought process has to go into how to cascade it downwards.
Yes.
But once it is cascaded to the last level, believe me, phenomenal solutions come out that you wouldn't even have thought of, because every employee is empowered to contribute into saving cost.
Hope all of you enjoyed the session. We thank Anshuma, Pradanya for giving us so many inputs for making it more interactive, and I think you enjoyed the interactive
And you did a great job, both you ladies. A big round of applause for them.
Thank you. And yes, I'll not last in the least, Morgan Stanley people who helped and guided, and Lakshmi who actually chipped in at the last moment also to help me out with making it more interactive. So thank you all.
Thank you very much.